The narcissist is not who you think they are. Your reality and your perceptions of the narcissist may seem to conflict, which may cause you great disturbance, confusion and uncertainty, and it may cause you to question what is actually real. You may wonder why the narcissist's behaviour does not match the image that they portray, or how what they say is different to what they do. You may notice that they act very differently with you than how they act in public, and you may wonder why there is such a difference between what you see and what other people see. This is known as cognitive dissonance. It refers to conflicting attitudes or beliefs, which may produce a feeling of mental discomfort, and it can cause a lot of confusion. Which is why, in order to break the cognitive dissonance, you need to examine this person and the situation. You need to dissect your conflicting thoughts to determine which one is actually real and true. Because narcissists will often display conflicted behaviours, which can cause you to become confused about what you should actually believe. You have two opposing thoughts, but you don't know whether to believe their words or their actions, and there may also be implications or suggestions. There may be conclusions that can be drawn from something they've said or done, although it is not explicitly stated, because narcissists often like to suggest things without saying it directly. So they may imply that they love you, but then their actions are not congruent with that reality, because maybe they're cheating on you or they're abusing you. So your mind may want to develop a third option to justify why they're mistreating you, and you may come to certain conclusions, such as them being emotionally immature, or that maybe they're struggling with their communication, or maybe they're just going through a difficult time. So then you assume that you just have to comfort them, and then things will get better. Your mind constructs this alternative narrative to what is actually happening, and you tell yourself this over and over again until you finally begin to believe it, as though what you're thinking is the only possibility, when really it's just something that is being invented from those two conflicting thoughts. The narcissist may seem loving and affectionate at one moment, but in the next moment they may become manipulative and abusive, which is a huge contrast. It differs strikingly in what you're seeing from one moment to the next, which can make it difficult for you to determine what is actually real and true. You may not trust your own experiences, because they may be saying one thing and then they may be doing something else, and it may seem like other people are having a different experience, which may cause you to lose trust in your own perception, memory and sanity, because you feel like you don't even know who you're dealing with. They're like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They switch back and forth from idealization and devaluation, which causes you to wonder what is actually true or real. Because sometimes they love bomb you, sometimes they give you lots of attention and admiration. They build you up, and then they knock you off the pedestal. They suddenly start devaluing you, until you're left feeling distressed and confused. But this is what always happens in narcissistic relationships. They always go back and forth between the love bombing and the devaluation. It's meant to keep you in a place of discomfort so that you don't leave, which may not seem to make any sense, because you may think that by them doing this it's going to cause you to leave. But most victims actually don't leave, because they've already been idealized, and initially it may have felt great. So even when the narcissist devalues you, by that point it's already too late, because you're already emotionally invested into this relationship. You feel like you have a connection, and you may have a fear of missing out on what you could develop with the narcissist, which causes you not to leave, because you don't know what you should do next. You don't know what to believe, so it just feels easier to stay. It's the path of least resistance. It's less effort. It's much easier to believe that it's all your fault, because they're already devaluing you, and you can't change what they're thinking of you. But you can change things about yourself. You can be different, to try to turn the relationship into what it used to be, which is exactly what they want you to do, because it's all a game. It's manipulation. They put you down so that you chase after their attention, love and affection, because it gives them narcissistic supply. It makes them feel important and special, so they love it when you're chasing after them. They love it when you're giving them attention. It makes them feel like you care about them and love them. And they will do anything to get your attention. A narcissist will even hit you in the face for no reason, run away from you, and then when you're chasing after them, trying to hold them accountable, the narcissist is thinking that you care about them and love them, which may not make any sense to you, but it makes perfect sense to them. They do things to get a reaction from you, because your reaction is their supply. The narcissist may have seemed loving, affectionate and supportive at the beginning of the relationship, but as the relationship progressed, they began criticizing and devaluing you. They became emotionally abusive, which created a conflict between what you saw and what you believed, and it's something that can happen even after the relationship is over. You may look back and see it from only one perspective. You may not think that it was as bad as it was, because they don't see anything wrong with their behaviours. To them it's normal. But they know it's not normal to other people, so they hide it. And they get you to focus on their good behaviours, so that you forget about everything abusive that happened in between. They will become aware of your cognitive dissonance, and they will use it to their advantage to keep you under their control. Because when they're going back and forth between the love bombing and the devaluation, it keeps you in a state of confusion. It causes you to doubt your own perceptions. It makes you feel stuck. And then you don't do anything to get yourself out of the abusive situation, because it's not clearly heard, seen or understood. So it prevents you from seeing their true nature. It prevents you from questioning their abusive behaviour, which then prevents you from actually leaving. This is one of the most difficult things for people to break loose from. Many people struggle to wake up from the fog that they are in, to where they're trying to find a way in which two situations or beliefs that are opposed to each other can agree and exist together, when they can't. Because it's not logical for someone to behave in two distinct and different ways, but you're trying to make sense of it in your mind, instead of working on yourself, when that's the only way you're going to be free. By recognizing the facts of the relationship, instead of worrying about their truth or your truth, because that's just going to be distorted by the cognitive dissonance in a way that is inaccurate, unfair or misleading, and it may even be distorted by the story you tell yourself. Which is why, to break the cognitive dissonance, it must always start with the facts, so that you can view life in its fullness, inclusiveness and completeness, in the state of things that they actually exist, as opposed to an idealistic idea of them. the state of things as they are, rather than how you might wish them to be. Because they may claim that many things are real when really they're just pretending. They're just idealizing. To view life in its entirety, we have to look at it. We have to look at the facts of the relationship. We have to look at what they're saying, implying, or suggesting, in contrast to what they're actually doing. Because they may say that they love you or that they care about you, when in reality they keep cheating on you and abusing you. So this fact proves that they do not care about you or love you. Which may sound unpleasant or unkind, but these are the facts. This is the evidence based on what has been demonstrated and shown. And until you look at the facts, you will remain in a state of fear, obligation, and guilt. And some people remain in this state for their entire lives. Because only the truth will set you free. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button to receive the notifications. If you would like to support the channel, you can donate at paypal.me/Narc Survivor. You can book a one-on-one with me on my website. It's narcsurvivor.co.uk. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.